Sixth event, Rosehill, the listed Rosebud, just a couple of minutes away. Anders is the favourite. NOP went up at 2.25.
Then followed Ole Kirk. Prime Star had to go back a spot or two to slot in, and Six Gun to away at the tail end. Home quarter, 4.25 left to run. Anders by a neck to the face. Behind those, Q Marcy about to get into the clear first. Then followed Shake, Ole Kirk back to the rail. Six Gun and Prime Star. It's Anders doing it well though at the 2.50. He got away here. He leads by 2 to the face. Ole Kirk, Q Marcy, and then Shake. 1.25 left to run. And in front, Anders well clear. Ole Kirk runs to second. Then the face, but they're not a singled out colt. Turns this into a rout. All too good. Anders won it by 4. Ole Kirk second, and third in the face.
Wow, he was in one race, the others in another. Anders, number 5, return.
They tried to soften him up early there, and you have to be impressed with the way he sprinted to the line. You know,
It's money for Imaging, 17 this morning into $11. Mr. Seawolf is 14 out to 16, back into 4.
And they're away. Flit a touch slow off the inside. Imaging's going to go back to the tail. Eduardo clearly won the break. He pinged 2.5 clear from. Gave some ground down the side and pinch a run or two. And Melody Bell's back to last, 6 to 7 lengths off the leader. McAvoy just feeling for the mare at the moment, up towards the home corner. Eduardo's got them chasing, 4.25 left to run. He's 2 clear from Glenall in second. Imaging saved all the ground up to third, trying to bullock into the clear. Flit runs on and then followed Mr. Seawolf. Melody Bell with plenty to do. Eduardo in front at the 200. Imaging back to the rail. Flit, Glenall, and then followed Melody Bell, 100 to go. Eduardo just in front. The run closed on Imaging. Flit coming again. Eduardo's digging in. Rawilla throws everything at him and he gets home. Eduardo beat Flit. Imaging may have got up for third and a touch unlucky in the straight. Glenall's up there in that photo. Mr. Seawolf, and then Melody Bell. She's run last and never came on.
Eduardo, 2 for 2 for new trainer Joe Pride. Nash Rawilla for the place, $2 Flit, no third for Imaging. Glenall in.
Market on the up-and-coming stakes here, sponsored by Quincy Seltzer. 185 North Pacific in from $2 early today.
Serves that up to the stablemate Yardstick at the 600 metres. Clear from Bravado. North Pacific still wedged away on the inside. Smart Image is out, 3 out, and is being pushed along now. Holyfield behind from Bazooka. And last is Oscar Zulu coming around the turn. Yardstick stays on the fence at the moment from Marcinet. And now North Pacific's got a mile of room to go through. They beat up Bravado. It's Yardstick coming wide now from Marcinet, but now North Pacific getting serious. And at the 200 metres, he starts to open up the shoulders, North Pacific, and race 2 lengths clear from Marcinet, Yardstick, and then came Bazooka running on. He comes to the outside, North Pacific. He's the real deal, the Brazen Bow colt, and rips away to win the up and coming by 4 lengths to Bazooka. Marcinet third, Oscar Zulu fourth, then Yardstick, followed by Holyfield. Smart Image drifted out, and so did Bravado.
can he do it in the dry? I'd suggest he might. And I think the most exciting thing about him is just that feeling that he might even get better when he gets to a mile distance, just the way he relaxes, Lizzie.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember distinctively seeing him in the Silver Slipper, and both Ronnie and I remember looking at each other and saying...
Fixed 260 Behemoth, 330 Dalasan out from 310. More than exceeds solid at 850. Spring Stakes. Exhibition often racing. Build Revs, Bouff's Choice, Master Chum and Foxhall. Extra time puts pressure now on Morvada as they swing for home. Camel Passer, Rain Moth. Here's Behemoth looming up. Dalasan's tracking him everywhere he goes. They get to the 200. Extra time took over. Moved away from Camel Passer. Behemoth launches his run now. Dalasan trailing. Behemoth sprinted to the lead at the 100. The Spring Stakes is all over. It's Behemoth back big time. Behemoth from Dalasan. Camel Passer held third, Courageous to do so ahead of Foxhall. Rain Moth Balf's choice.
Perfect ride and just let rip like a good horse. And, it's a Group 1 in him, I think.
2-1
As the springs.
Oh, I reckon she looks in great order.
Yes, I agree. She's put in a bit more condition, so that's a good sign for her. And
The first up
there. The Group 1 of the afternoon, other side. The Wink Stakes over the 1,400 metres. Your best bet of the afternoon is Master of Winebrass.
Sure. Master of Wine deeper out midfield. Then came Melody Bell colding off the track from Nicanova. Then came Fierce Impact. Well back in the field. Then is Zabrowski in the orange jacket, imaging the inside. Deeper out is Very Elegant, trying to improve. And Star of the Seas moves up wide as well. There's a bit of jostling back in the field. And it's Wolf being joined by Dream Force at the 600 metres. Clear from the Bostonian, getting a great run. Then Quacker Jack Colding. Boy, Very Elegant's doing some work. She's circling the field a long way from home. Further back to Brandenburg, Conte Batiro strung up, and Master of Wine's getting to the outside together with Star of the Seas. Well into the straight now. And here comes the charge. The Bostonian makes the move. Very Elegant goes on with it. She hits the lead a long way from home. Star of the Seas is coming with a big run on the outside. Fierce Impact along the rails. Star of the Seas got to Very Elegant. Then Conte Batiro, Fierce Impact. Star of the Seas from Very Elegant fighting back. Star of the Seas, Very Elegant. I think Very Elegant's kicked back. What a courageous performance. Very Elegant from Star. Here comes the charge. The Bostonian makes the move. Very Elegant goes on with it. She hits the lead a long way from home. Star of the Seas is coming with a big run on the outside. Fierce Impact along the rails. Star of the Seas got to Very Elegant. Then Conte Batiro, Fierce Impact. Star of the Seas from Very Elegant fighting back. Star of the Seas, Very Elegant. I think Very Elegant's kicked back. What a courageous performance. Very Elegant from Star of the Seas. Performance, Very Elegant from Star of the Seas, and a close one. Imaging Fierce Impact next. Then came Conte.
Over Star of the Seas. Another
mare.
Waller misses out on the trifecta. Fierce excellent performance. We're just seeing on the big screen now and looking how wide she is and how much.
One first up. He was home and hose. You would totally forgiven going the early crow with him here, but just her grit and determinations and quality gets her home. Well, we do.
what I was...
The Group 3, Tab, San Domenico Stakes. The olds, all of them bar Anders back at the races for the first time. And we're about
Battling on the inside of American. Bud Anders has got great muster there and is going to clear the pack and clear them comfortably. He's flying along Anders by 4 lengths on Pelter. Then came Every Rose on the second last of all. So Anders has gone very quickly in the first half of the race by 5-6 lengths on Pelter. Then Asamu the outside. Every Rose the rouse. Datland slightly held up at a vital point. American being roused along. 300 metres to run. And Anders is high flying in the lead by 4 lengths. Pelter's giving chase. He's starting to slowly chip into the margin. Datland into the clear if good enough. But Anders is way out in front, showing no signs of stopping. And after a big win in the Rosebud, he repeats it here in the San Domenico. Anders, an outstanding performance. Beat Pelter. American got up to run third. Then Every Rose from Datland. And a
performance. That is just sustained speed for 1,100 metres. Now, let me check the clock. He's close to a track record here.
A very
to the gates. The first section that went up was 10.4, then a 10.45, and then it gradually got slower. But look at him go. Look at him.
Of a course record in August, just after we got into winter track, getting out of winter tracks, and the course record's more than 13 years old. So that tells you how fast he has gone in this race. I know he'd had a run under his.
And this edition is a beauty with 8 Group 1 winners in the field. Of course, the
of sense, but here it is now, Behemoth, and he's been solidly supported.
Streets of Avalon to the side. At the 950, it's Streets of Avalon trying to work across. Be Good to Your Mother Boots up the inside, and Glenfiddich third. A length and a half, Mystic Journey the outside of Behemoth, and then came Sosi Bon Iconoclasm. Next in the field, Regal Power. Then came Gatting and Mr. Quickie from further back, Princess Jenny. Second last, Cascadian, last Harlem. 600 to go. Streets of Avalon, Be Good to Your Mother. A length and a quarter away, third, Glenfiddich, followed by Behemoth. Every Hope from Mystic Journey niggled at. Then Sosi Bon to the outside from Iconoclasm. Next, Regal Power, 5 off the lead from Gatting, and then well back Harlem. Be Good to Your Mother kicked into the bend at the 300 metres. Behemoth with a lot of room now moves up on the outside. Then came Glenfiddich, and behind them Streets of Avalon, Sosi Bon, Mr. Quickie. But the big horse Behemoth went to the front of the 150 950 from Be Good to Your Mother, Glenfiddich, Soci, Bond, Cascadian, Late, but it's all Behemoth. Behemoth won them empty well. Second, Mr. Quickie, Photo third, Cascadian or Glenfiddich, then Soci, Bond, Be Good to Your Mother, Princess Jenny, Harlem, Iconoclasm, Mystic Journey, Streets of Avalon, Regal Power and Gatting. Behemoth, 310 and 160. Has given them an exhibition today, had the beautiful run behind the speed, and there was enough speed for it as well. And
they paid $6,000 for this horse as a yearling. He's earning...
Did this type of races.
You just thought that he had a Group 1 in him, didn't you? I mean, his best form has been in the Group 2s and Group 3s to date.
Yard for race number 4 today. This is the Tab Concord Stakes over 1,000 metres at Group 3 level. And our mounting yard is brought...
Ball of Muscle cruises up on the inside. He's travelling well, Ball of Muscle, and he didn't work too hard there to hold out Nature Strip. Guitra takes the sit behind them in third. Then Splintex, Dirty Work, Prairie Fires last. They spin the corner. And the 10-year-old Ball of Muscle in front of Nature Strip. 3 off to Guitra under plenty of riding. Ball of Muscle being tackled now by Nature Strip at the 200, and Nature Strip puts his head in front. Dirty Work's running on very well on the inside, and Guitra the outside. Nature Strip in front. Here comes the South Australian. Guitra went straight past him, and Guitra goes on to win the Tab Concord. He dusted up the Everest favourite Nature Strip. Dirty Work right up in grade today's run a cracking third. Then Split
finding their back. This is the moment we thought, well, the market suggested he'd race away Nature Strip, but geez, he dug in. This is a stunning win and a real racehorse. Look at the way he just coasted to the line. 0.8 outside a track record. Now,
back out to 3. Guitra's firmed into 6. Classic Legend goes to the shorts. Farnan, Rothfire go to the run to the road.
Yeah, he can only come on from that again, I think, and he's working like, you know...
Race number 6 is the Group 2 Darley Furious Stakes.
Miss Canada jumped well into third. Danger Cells cast deep. Hungry Heart improves. Chianti improves as well, going up the fence. Inside of Miss Canada. Off the course, Danger Cell in 5th on the outside of Hungry Heart. Then came for Lizzie. Orpheum with cover. Further back to Stella Pauline held up. Reduced Choice the fence. And Thermosphere will have to come from last to beat them. Coming around the turn, Vangelic in front by a half length on Forbidden Love. Chianti goes up the inside. Then came Miss Canada, kept in a pocket by Danger Cell. Forbidden Love lays it down to Vangelic now. Forbidden Love ahead in front of Vangelic. Danger Cell's coming hard on the outside. Danger Cell goes to Forbidden Love. Danger Cell hits the lead. Hungry Heart powering home at the end. Danger Cell a half in front. Goes on to win it. Danger Cell by a half length to Hungry Heart, who's really powered home. Forbidden Love third. Then came Vangelic from Miss Canada.
By Danger Cell, who remains unbeaten in the Princess Series. Leg 1, the Silver Shadow. Leg 2, the Furious. And punters were not on good terms with themselves. Not much was going right. And she's found a way to win and hold off. 0.07. Now, the last 600 metres in splits of 11.19 and then a dash in 10.95. And then home in 11.41.
I thought it was a good ride for, obviously the market knew that he was going to get trapped 3 wide. The map said that, but he didn't panic and he just sat there and he knew the horse that he had underneath him, and obviously she delivered for him, but it was a good ride in the sense that he didn't panic and get her out of her comfort zone, and he saved her for that one last. Hungry Heart is obviously the horse in the Flight Stakes, and I reckon if they clash in the T-Rose, which they both probably will, I still would lean towards Dame Giselle.
Would you? Okay. Come down to Patna Racing for me.
Paul Snow.
He'll be the one they have to run down here, $4.80. $6 firm, Streets of Avalon. He's placed at the mile.
Going with the one on top, Humidor. I know that he's a horse you probably have to take on trust and his zest for racing.
Hard Fitness leading by 3/4 of a length, Streets of Avalon. A length and a quarter coming around Harbour Views. Now some runs, Maha Amadeus and Surprise Baby from the back, 4 and 5 deep. Exasperate going with them. Harbour Views back to second last, only 3 off the lead, if that. Humidor last. So it's on now, approaching the turn at the 450. Sir Coney just in front of Streets of Avalon. Surprise Baby now around the outside. Harbour Views is going to cut the corner, followed by Exasperate. Around the turn at the 250, it's Sir Coney, hunted down by Harbour Views on the fence. Then Streets of Avalon and Surprise Baby down the middle. Harbour Views at the 100 takes Sir Coney. Then Surprise Baby. Humidor's lifting in the middle. Humidor, the old boy, yes. Humidor has won it. From Surprise Baby, Harbour Views. Harbour Views is going to cut the corner, followed by Exasperate. Around the turn at the 250, it's Sir Coney, hunted down by Harbour Views on the fence. Then Streets of Avalon and Surprise Baby down the middle. Harbour Views at the 100 takes Sir Coney. Then Surprise Baby. Humidor's lifting at the middle. Humidor, the old boy, yes. Humidor has won it. From Surprise Baby, Harbour Views, photo fourth. Streets of Avalon, Sir Coney. What a return, and they were followed by Coming Around Muhammad.
Turn back the clock. Chris Waller, you are a genius. You've been able to produce Humidor first up from a spell to come from the clouds and win. And Damien Lane, that's as good a ride as you're going to see.
Surprise Baby, Humidor's lifting in the middle. Humidor, the old boy, yes. Humidor has won it. From Surprise Baby.
Another spectacular call from Matt Hill at about the 80-metre mark. He spotted those green silks emerging.
First feature of the day coming up. This is race 5, the Drinkwise Dulcify Quality over 1,500 metres at listed level.
Bazooka, then came Overlord from Black Duke. Mo'unga still back second last and looking for the gaps. And Aim is last of all. Yardstick held together, turning the corner from Jet Propulsion, Global Quest, Easy Cam, Peasy. Bazooka ran in a little bit. Further back to Overlord. And Mo'unga being ridden for luck, looking for the gaps. Global Quest, Jet Propulsion. They moved up to join Yardstick. Now Mo'unga is working into the clear and Bazooka down the outside. Easy Cam, Peasy the fence. Mo'unga hitting top gear, and Mo'unga will score. Draws away to beat Global Quest. Bob of the Head's third, Jet Propulsion, or Easy Campese.
What have we got here? Mo'unga, James McDonald, Chris Waller, 250, 130. You heard the comments of Rose contender, but he could be everything else.
Could well be. We know what his line is at this time of year in the spring. He likes his 3-year-olds for the autumn. You know, I could see him running well on a Golden Rose, but they won't do that, obviously. They think he's more of a... He's had 2 1400s and a 1,500 metre race now, but boy, talk about a horse loving to savage the line. This horse just does that.
Run to the Rose. The De Bortley Wines Run to the Rose, 1,200, Group 2, $200,000 in prize money. It feels like a Group 1 build-up. Mounting out is brought to you.
Then North Pacific from American King's Legacy and Ole Kirk's last of all. As expected, they're going hard here, and Bowman takes Fun into a lead, a clear-cut lead. Outspeeds Rothfire to show the way by 3 lengths. 2 off to Pelter, third, a length and a half, not 9 lengths away at the rear. He is going along at lickety split sectionals here, Fun, and out by 5 lengths on the Queenslander Rothfire. Then came Pelter being nudged along. 2 off to North Pacific, 2 further back to American as they straighten up, and Fun and a 4-length leader. Bowman still sits pretty quiet. Rothfire's giving chase, serious chase. Fun coming back to Rothfire, clear from Pelter. The Queenslander Rothfire laid it down to Fun and shot clear. Then Ole Kirk and North Pacific. He's a gun for hire. Rothfire puts pay to them in the Run to the Rose. Ole Kirk best of the rest second. North Pacific third. Pelter home into fourth. Well, Farnan at very quick sections. Couldn't see it out from American and King's Legacy.
Just outside the track record, we've got a new race record. Minari ran 1:8:59. Rothfire's run 1:8:52. All out.
What an athlete he is. What an athlete he is. And to think, we went to that close on a track that was a second off being at its best, I would suggest. That's an incredible run from a 3-year-old. First up, you've got to love his attitude, the way he...
The best analogy to talk about him is he's a perfect little racehorse. He can do everything you want him to do. He can... A race that was...
Ole Kirk and North Pacific.
Well, was Ole Kirk flattered by the early tempo? I don't know. I don't think so. But it's encouraging signs from him to say that he's, you know, which is far superior to anything else. And then you come home the last 200 quicker than anything else in the race as well. So who's to say that if they go quick over 1,400, he mightn't round them up in a Golden Rose as well. So I don't know.
3 and Rose, Rothfire, $2.60. North Pacific, $6. Farnan, $7. Pelter at 11.
As he supporters.
Good on you, Simo. Let's have a look now at the Biss Impact. Is your favourite pretty firm at that $4 mark?
I think this looks his race. Perfect Jewel. I'm really...
Field is set for the Group 1 Maccabi Diva. Harlem the leader as they reach the 850 from Dalasan. They haven't gone that hard. They were followed out deeper on the track, coming into the race by Russian Camelot with Quick Thinker. Camelot's 4 deep on the track. Behind those horses, Lavendi, Fierce Impact, Master of Wine and Warning. Then Vow and Declare, Perfect Jewel, Sosie Bond, Princess Jenny, Kings Will Dream. Well back, Galo Shop and Miami Bound. Into the straight, 450 to go. Harlem just in front of Quick Thinker and Dalasan. Russian Camelot 4 wide, given plenty of air. Then Fierce Impact, Lavendi. Down the outside, Master of Wine and Sosie Bond. Russian Camelot at the 250 in front. Fierce Impact coming out after it at the clock tower. It's Russian Camelot grabbed by Fierce Impact. Dalasan going with Fierce Impact. Fierce Impact just in front. Russian Camelot still coming, but Fierce Impact's holding on. Fierce Impact won it. Russian Camelot second, Photo third. We've got Sosie Bond, Dalasan, Master of Wine. Behind those, Harlem, Perfect Jewel, then Lavendi, Kings Will Dream.
Star Fierce Impact. He wins at Turak. He wins at Cantala. That's at handicap. He comes back the following season, and at Weight for Age, he beats some of the stars of the turf. Fierce Impact, an entire son of Deep Impact. He's
focus on a genuine star of Australian racing. This horse has now won, as I said, 3 Group 1s, took out the Turak and Cantala double back in the spring, now a $3 million earner, and as a 7-year-old entire, he's headed for a pretty prominent stud career, I would have thought, from here.
Yeah, I think it'll be very hard to beat.
Yeah. Just with Russian Camelot, I mean, I know we've already talked about him, but I'm not ready to move on yet. It was his 6th career start, and to sit 4 deep on speed. Danny O'Brien, obviously...
Isn't he, Russian Camelot? Yeah. He is a...
That was amazing for him. I mean, 3 wide the trip.
I'm not worried about...
Racing now. Just a little bit slow here. Van Cougar's going to go back, as to Pin Me Down and Pre-Defer as well. Jennifer Eccles sprung away quickly. Here's the Mitigator and Call Sign Mav and Shadows Cast going forward. Jennifer Eccles settles down 4th. Loire is the 5th one. And then over on the outside, the next one is Melody Bell. Avantage, I think. Then we have Melody Bell. She's the next one as they run across the top of the track. Back behind that, then Avantage tracking her. Loire the inside. Germanicus Tourless. They are pinging. Sultan of Swing, Superior, Pre-Deferred takes off. Pin Me Down and Van Cougar, the Mitigator, coming back to them here. From Call Sign Mav, who goes after it. Shadows Cast, Jennifer Eccles the inside. Melody Bell and Avantage starting to get to the outside now. Call Sign Mavs goes to the Mitigator. On the outside, Melody Bell comes after them, and Avantage is starting to charge as well. Call Sign Mav on the outside, Avantage. Melody Bell in the middle is starting to fight back. 3 of them. Avantage, Melody Bell, she wants it more, they hit it, oh yes! I think Melody Bell from Avantage.
She's so tough, but Avantage got past us and then sort of eyeballed her and she's like, not today. All perks to the mare, she's tough.
Gas. Look forward to it, well done, thank you.
Loaded stamp, and they're off and racing. He's last of all, so the favourite third last approaching the corner. Pedway couldn't cross them there. Embled's punching through the centre, and Toro on the rails. Then came Toto. Further back in the field to Crackneck, 2 after Bright Rubik. Clearly Regal working into the clear. It's Me, 6 off them, and she's starting to power up now at the 250. Moving up Crackneck, but here she comes. It's Me, right down the middle of the track. Oh, she's something special, and It's Me is starting to rip clear and remains unbeaten in 3 starts. Watch her crash now in Kosciuszko betting. Crackneck second, Toto third, followed by Scara Brave and Leo.
She's the class, but he's the type of toughness you need for one of...
First feature of the day. This is at Group 2 level. The Darley T-Rose Stakes, 1,400 metres. And this mounting out is...
600 out. Vangelica half in front to Miss Canada. Every Rose poking through to a clear third from Dame Giselle. He just had to take a tug there, switches off better. Then came Montefiore getting up on the inside of Hungry Heart, has been kept company by Thermosphere. Not much room here for the favourite Hungry Heart, and McDonald starts to ride her up. At the 300, Vangelic in front from Miss Canada. Dame Giselle is cruising into the race, and now Hungry Heart is coming off heels. Vangelic being joined by Dame Giselle. Dame Giselle draws level. Hungry Heart 2 off, closing in. Dame Giselle got to the front though, holding Hungry Heart, and Dame Giselle makes it 3 out of 3 in the Princess Series. Dame Giselle by 3/4 to Hungry Heart. Vangelic third. Montefiore closing off hard at the end. Then came...
Well, Dame Giselle in a couple of weeks will come back and try and emulate the feats of the champion fillies Angst and Samantha Miss by winning all 4 legs of the Princess Series. She's made it 3, the Silver Shadow, the Furious and the T-Rose. Now, while Tommy Berry...
Not easy to do, is it? And she's doing a great job at the moment. Gets out to 1,400 metres here. For one little second there, you thought, oh, she's going to get on the bit here and charge, but she come back underneath Tommy, and her greatest asset is obviously acceleration, and that's where she puts them away. Very similar to the Furious last time, where she did that to Hungry Heart, and Hungry Heart's just sticking that head out with the eyes closed, trying to wear her down, but never going to get close. So
races have been basically a sit and sprint, haven't they?
Yes.
She's been able to sit just off them. She's been able to control the tempo outside the leader, and she's been able to sprint quicker than her rivals, but her rivals will ground her, they ground down. I think with Hungry Heart, is the key with her is that she needs momentum, and she can't be held up at any stage in the race. No. So that's, and I don't know.
$4, Montefilia $9.
She's a nice horse down the bottom, Joviality.
Yes, we've got some.
Group 1 racing here at Royal Randwick. This is race number 6. It's the Fujitsu George Main Stakes over 1,600 metres. Weight for age.
In the yard, and I'd have to say he's going to make it into the top 3 definitely on this parade. Waiting for him to return to a bit of form before I started putting him into my numbers, and he did that last start. He continues to improve. And
the lead on the outside of Very Elegant, and still 2 lengths away to Avilius. They've got 800 metres to run, and Dreamforce is running along at a pace to suit himself in the hands of Nasruilla by 3/4 to Colding. A length and a half, Star of the Seas, followed by Imaging. Then came Colette from Very Elegant. McDonald just starting to nudge away, and she's coming away from the fence, and Avilius being stoked up last of all. Dreamforce travels well around the turn from Colding, and Imaging gets cracking, then Star of the Seas. 2 for the back to Very Elegant, who's trying to clear Colette. She's been put back in a pocket there. I think she's in trouble here, Very Elegant, and Avilius down the outside. Dreamforce has run his race. It's Imaging and Colding slogging it out. Star of the Seas closing in. Colding's lifting. Colding just in front. Colding goes on to win the George Main. Star of the Sea second, Imaging third, and Very Elegant a luckless fourth. Further back to Colette. Dreamforce.
Colding's back. Colding is back. It's been not quite a year since his last win in the $7.5 million inaugural Golden Eagle. Lizzie found him. Lizzie found Colding. 9.20 and 3.60. And it's Walla, 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 Walla.
Wow.
But here comes Colding back to scale.
Frightened set of different stables. He put him in the right spot up outside the lead. Colding's a real Randwick miler. There was indications he was back on track second up, and he was the one probably most advantaged with this dry track. And there's questions have to be asked whether Avilius and Very Elegant do need softer going. I'd say more jar out of the track. Look, excuses for Very Elegant, and she might want a little bit further. It was a sprint home.
Special furniture, shorts, over 1,100 metres.
We concentrate on the shorts, the Group 2, and Mr. Gately, the Kiwi returns Catalyst as your top pick.
Hill got to the front from Splintex, and Eduardo is caught in a 3-wide position, kept out there by Grey Worm, and Catalyst is probing through on the rails. Dirty Work out 3-wide with cover. Bivouac deeper, no cover for him. Then Prairie Fire, Classique Legend in a very tricky spot, so Standout is looking to get into the clear as they straighten up now. 300 metres to run. Splintex goes to Ball of Muscle. Then came Eduardo. Bivouac's running on, so Standout starting to lengthen now. It's Splintex under siege from Eduardo. Bivouac and Standout. Dirty Work, the insider, surging home. Whiteout, Classique Legend is powering home. Classique Legend, great performance. Beat Eduardo and Beer as they straighten up now. 300 metres to run. Splintex goes to Ball of Muscle. Then came Eduardo. Bivouac's running on, so Standout starting to lengthen now. It's Splintex under siege from Eduardo. Bivouac and Standout. Dirty Work, the insider, surging home. Whiteout, Classique Legend is powering home. Classique Legend, great performance. Beat Eduardo and Bivouac. Then Dirty Work from Standout, Splintex.
And that is why he's already in the Everest. If he wasn't in, he would have been picked up after that. Wow, what a performance. He was the...
Better than that, could you?
You put him higher than Sir Dapper?
Yeah.
Gee, I'm stunned.
Why? Some have got 4-cylinder motors, he's got a V8, that's the difference.
How will he go in a month?
He gets into the clear here. Look at him launch. And in previous years we've been calling for speed and more speed in the Tab Everest, but this year we've got plenty of speed, and it sets up for a horse like him, and surely he can only improve off that.
Everest Nature Strip goes to the Premier. Classic Legend maybe goes to the Premier. Guitra straight into the Everest. Rothfire.
Actually, I just love him. And Behemoth is still your favourite as we take a look at the market, courtesy of our friends at Bet365. $4.20, just out a fraction from...
Behemoth, look at this, $4.54 and now $3.80. That's a significant shift.
To the side of the track at the 950, dollar for dollar is the leader in the Sir Rupert Clark. Streets of Avalon wider. Age of Chivalry a length off the lead in a beautiful position from Arkanar Star. Then Tagaloa deeper, further back Be Good to Your Mother, keeping it out there. From Mandela Effect and Banquo, a length and a half. Behemoth, Harlech, Cascadian, Pretty Brazen. 3 lengths Reykjavik, and then came Superstorm. 2 further back, Madame Rouge and Dead Agent. Dollar for dollar comes up towards the turn. 450 metres to go, cuddled in the lead from Streets of Avalon. Age of Chivalry 2 lengths off those from Arkanar Star. Then Tagaloa, Banquo presenting to the middle. Then Mandela Effect, Be Good to Your Mother. Cascadian runs up behind them. Behemoth needs room, and then Harlech, dollar for dollar, went for home at the 200 metres. 2 lengths Age of Chivalry, then Banquo, Tagaloa, Arkanar Star, dollar for dollar, still in front, 100 metres to go. A wall is chasing Behemoth out of the pack, is storming over the top from another suburb. Behemoth got up to win it, followed by a photo middle. Then Mandela Effect, Be Good to Your Mother. Cascadian runs up behind them. Behemoth needs room, and then Harlech, dollar for dollar, went for home at the 200 metres. 2 lengths Age of Chivalry, then Banquo, Tagaloa, Arkanar Star, dollar for dollar, still in front, 100 metres to go. A wall is chasing Behemoth out of the pack, is storming over the top from another suburb. Behemoth got up to win it, followed by a photo. Dollar for dollar or Pretty Brazen. Arkanar Star in a photo for 4th with Reykjavik and...
What a star he is. He's carried 60 kilos. Craig Williams has got him up on the line, and Behemoth, the big boy, wins the MEMS. He now wins the Rupert Clark and does it with a barnstorming turn of foot. He's still in the Cox.
On the turn, and Behemoth was too good. I mean, with Cascadian, I don't know what to do with that galloper. Look, there was a lot.
As you pointed out, I think when he gets back to a mile, maybe at Flemington, he's going to be mighty hard to beat. But a terrific race, and I think we'll see a lot of winners in coming weeks come out of the Sir Rupert Clark.
Well, we're going to...
2.5 lengths between 2nd and 14th. No doubt the replay of the last 400 of this Rupert Clark will get worn out in the next couple of weeks heading towards the...
For the mares, and it is the stock stakes, and I can tell you now that Perfect Jewel, she's been popular all the way through. She drops back from the Maccabi Diva, and she was terrific winning at mares prior.
Gold Bracelet, Princess Jenny behind those. Now we're followed wider out on the track, starting to improve Spanish Reef, and deeper still as they come up towards the bend is Perfect Jewel. She'll be the widest runner. On the fence, Benetoidi, Aristia, Realm of Flowers, Mystic Journey under pressure coming around them. One more try, last of all, shrouded in mist in front of Graceful Glamour. Perfect Jewel with a run wide out on the track. Benetoidi's getting up on the rail with Princess Jenny, and Mystic Journey's coming around the field at a great rate. On the corner now, Graceful Glamour's in trouble. Going to the front, Perfect Jewel. Mystic Journey's the challenger. Perfect Jewel, the front runner. Mystic Journey, go Betty, go. She's going after Perfect Jewel. The champ from Tasmania has hit the lead for Luke Curry. It's Mystic Journey in front. She's just the leader and wins it. Mystic Journey narrowly from Perfect Jewel in an epic battle. One more try or Spanish Reef for 3rd. They were followed behind those Princess Jenny, Aristia, Bennett. How good was that? How good was that? It's always good to see a horse, a good horse, come back to form. She was almost written off by most of us. She was so well placed.
This goes in the Hall of Fame as one of Terry Bailey's best calls. I was smiling watching this race with no financial interest whatsoever when he said, go Betty, go here, as they straighten. Mystic Journey, there is the call, go Betty goes. Mystic Journey reels in Perfect Jewel, Adam Trinder and Luke Curry, a couple of old mates from Tassie combining. This was a real highlight for me. Mystic Journey was a horse on an absolute pedestal for us 12, 18 months ago. We had such high hopes for what she would do last spring. It didn't quite eventuate, but she loves the valley, she loves the mile, she got conditions to suit. It was brilliant to see.
Now and have a look at these grade 3-year-olds about to line up for $1 million, a Group 1, the Golden Rose, sponsored by
horses to beat him, but the punters have spoken with their wallets here into $1.60 to think we're all thinking.
On speed, good place to be today. It's going to take some serious running down. No $5.50 this week. You got a cop $1.50, but I'm not going.
See, he had to burn some gas, Rothfire, but the Queensland eventually got the front there by a length on Yardstick. Mamarigan holds leaders back third. 2 further back to Sylvestra. Peltzer back on the rails. Then came Global Quest from Olay Kirk, North Pacific, and King's Legacy last of all. Rothfire tried to get a breather approaching the bend. A length clear from Yardstick under plenty of pressure. Mamarigan third, followed by Sylvestra. Peltzer coming off the fence from Global Quest, and Olay Kirk looking for the gaps. Rothfire held together at the 350 now. Byrne gives him a rev up, and he raced 2.5 lengths clear from Mamarigan. Then Peltzer, Olay Kirk, and North Pacific down the outside. Rothfire lead to the 175. Here they come. Olay Kirk and North Pacific the outside. Olay Kirk, North Pacific, stride for stride. Olay Kirk, North Pacific, bob of the heads. Olay Kirk. Olay Kirk just won the Golden Rose from North Pacific. I think King's Legacy ran home into third, followed by Rothfire. Well, Mamarigan really made him work early. Then came Pelt. A Team Hawks Quinella. Olay Kirk and North Pacific in a ding-dong battle. The Colts, the closing stages. Olay Kirk, Tommy Berry. Olay Kirk, named after the inventor of the Lego company, Olay Kirk Christensen. And the
Team Hawks, it's a magical moment. Their 18th Group 1 together as a family runner. Tommy Berry's coming back to scale, winning another goal. The race, and it does take some gloss out of the day for sure. So our thoughts are with Mel Sharp and Robert Heathcote and the entire team of Rothfire this morning. To the race itself to talk about this morning.
That is shocking news about the Rothfire. So exciting. He looked to be a real headline horse. Well, he already was a headline horse coming into our spring, but hopefully we can recover pretty quickly and we have him back sooner rather than later. What about the guy? No doubt.
Well, to the winner, Olay Kirk, most beautifully bred individual from the Black Caviar All Too Hard family. In fact, Duff, the mother, is a sister to Black Caviar.
Well, isn't he set up for his stud career already with bloodline?
Pick of the yard as well as Russian Camelot. Now, Russian Camelot's coming to $1.95. She's really high bet count, but so is Arcadia Queen. But the big money is for the favourite, Russian Camelot.
Of the course now, 900 metres to go. Trap for Fools, led by a length. Second is Russian Camelot. Third, Arcadia Queen. And fourth is Galo Shop. Even speed for a Group 1 contest. Then Sosi Bond, the chosen one, Mr. Quickie. Humidor second last. Harbour Views last as they approach the 600 metres. Now Trap for Fools is going to try and seal it up. Led 3/4 of a length to Russian Camelot, who's nice and close. Arcadia Queen behind them from Galo Shop. Sosi Bond, a gap Humidor, the chosen one. Trap for Fools left the fence. Russian Camelot brought towards the middle of the track, and he's hit the front. Arcadia Queen back to the inside. They're worlds apart. Then Humidor approaching the 200. Russian Camelot shook up by Oliver. Arcadia Queen is going with him. Russian Camelot led by 3/4. Arcadia Queen, Humidor, Galo Shop, but Russian Camelot's coming clear. He could be anything. He's class. Russian Camelot won at 2 lengths. Humidor. Third, Arcadia Queen from Galo Shop. Trap for Fools, Harbour Views, Mr. Quickie.
He's the real deal. There's no doubting that. He captures his second career Group 1. He didn't need to get out of his ground. Damien Oliver went forward really well. What about the old boy? One more.
Absolute star, isn't he, Hutchie? And speaking, of course, of the jockey and the horse.
Both. Yeah, I love the way that Ollie was.
I think he's the best horse I've had anything to do with, particularly to do so much so early in his career. He's a magnificent colt, and we're thrilled that he was.
But his last couple of starts, he's been right on speed, and he can just maintain that really strong, so you think type gallop. And there was
there as well. So, Grace, you made the comparison on our program a couple of weeks ago, coming out of the Maccabi Diva, that there's shades of So You Think about this horse, and now he'll get a chance to try and emulate what So You Think did in 2010 in Ocean Park in 2012, Underwood Cox Plate.
Yeah, it's crazy. Heavily supported, started at $1.55. So when you consider the market expects, who is essentially 3.5 years old, bred to Northern Hemisphere time, at start number 7, he's still got so much to come. He's so raw. He's still quite immature. That's his second.
To this performance, the most talked about 2-year-old from the 2-year-old trials on the 21st of September was this girl, Enthar. She was odds on, expected to win. but the way she did it was maybe the most exciting part of the whole day.
Yeah, just the way she quickened there at the 100-metre mark when he said go after sitting 3 deep, no cover, was a lot of arrogance in it. And the way she just pricked those ears and just come back underneath him the last 4 or 5 strides, you know, it's been a while since we've seen one win like that, and she's run time. Look at that action and the cheekiness from McDonald. So,
she hasn't run a good. If she doesn't run a Group 1 2-year-old feature over the next few, the next 6 months, then yeah, she's a star. As long as
we are up to race 4, the Quincy Seltzer Hill Stakes over 2,000 metres. Wait for age Group 2, and let's go.
They've got 800 metres to run. Just Thinking still 3/4 in front. 2 Think It Over in second. Then Dedue's Dart from Colding. 2 further back to Avilius from Lifeless Ordinary. Fierce Impact is still back second last under a hold on the outside of Danceteria. Racing to the turn now, and Just Thinking ups the ante here for Clark. Got Think It Over under pressure now. Dedue's Dart still travels okay behind, pushing into the clear or trying to. Colding whipped up the outside. 2 further back to Avilius, and a couple off to Fierce Impact. Colding makes an early move, and Colding takes the lead at the 250. Avilius giving chase, and 2 off to Fierce Impact, who's got the job to get there. It's Colding going well. 100 metres to run. Avilius holding down second. Fierce Impact third, and Colding roars clear with the Hill Stakes. Colding by 2 1/4 lengths on the line to Avilius, and Fierce Impact third. Gap back to Dedue's Dart fourth, then Think It Over from Lifeless Ordinary.
He won on this day, then went on to win a Golden Eagle. He hadn't won since. He came back and won the George Main, and he races away Duff with the Hill.
Yeah, he was ready to win that 4th horse the right race, Dedue's Dart. Just a bit aggressive after getting a kick up out of the barrier, but far too good, Colding. Interesting next move, but I'd suggest it's the Cox Plate.
McDonald has 4 winners for the day, 4 races down. Can he do it again? Well, look at the screen. He's on the favourite coming up in Hungry Heart. Let's get up
into third, followed by Dame Giselle. 3/4 the outside to Hungry Heart. So McDonald moves up on the outside of Dame Giselle at this point, and the 2-star fillies race side by side. Alighted is last together with Montefilia. Vangelic at the 600, a half in front to Miraval. Joviality out 3 wide, a length further back to Dame Giselle. Racing on the inside now, Hungry Heart. McDonald starting to feel for her. He's really building up the revs, getting to the outside. Vangelic swings in front of Miraval, and Dame Giselle's in a pocket now. Hungry Heart with clear running is winding up right down the outside. Vangelic being challenged by Hungry Heart, and Montefilia on the scene, looking to cause the upset. Hungry Heart in front by a half length to Montefilia. She's lifting Hungry Heart. Montefilia is stretching, lunging, and got up to win it. Montefilia knocked off Hungry Heart. Vangelic third in the Flight Stakes. Then came Dame Giselle, a touch unlucky. Further back to
Montefilia, a real stayer, has outstayed Hungry Heart, wore her down. Vangelic has run third, gets another one, $10.70 and $4 Montefilia. Hungry Heart and Vangelic. A race record for the 3-year-old fillies over the mile. Montefilia beating Hungry Heart and Van.
This filly run .31 outside of Hartnell's course record. The race record in this Flight Stakes, which has been around a while, was set on a firm 2 in 1997. 23 years ago, by only a lady on a firm 2 track. She took 1.19 seconds off that. This is a very brutal race. There's some strain. This filly should be favourite next week in the Champion Stakes if they run her on that. I think on that rating alone. I know the second and third, if they back up next week, I don't know what Hungry Heart would go straight to 2,000 metres in that, and I'd want to be on her as well. And if Vangelic goes to the 1,000 guineas, $17, I want to be on everything out of that race, 1, 2, 3, wherever they run next week, I want to be on all of them.
Workwear Premier Stakes.
And just sprinted the last 210 metres of the shorts. It was such a dynamic sprint.
5 this morning goes out to $2, and best back to beat it Classic Legend for Karen McAvoy. Les.
Out up on the outside at Nature Strip. Nature Strip pulls his way to the front now by a half length on Standout, followed by Fasika on the inside of Libertini. He hasn't got any cover today. Classic Legend at the 600 and improves his position. They're followed then by Sonore Fox, Lord Van Costa and Deprives last of all. So Nature Strip's taken control of the race now by a length and a half to Standout. Classic Legend moving into a clear third, followed by Fasika and Libertini's right behind the grey at the 300 and Nature Strip being tackled by Classic Legend and Libertini's creeping into it. Nature Strip's gone now. Classic Legend and Libertini, they'll fight it out and Libertini went past the grey. Libertini got a half length, now a length in front. What a great return to racing, Libertini. Off to the Everest Summit will pick you up now. Classic Legend second, Photo third, Deprive and Nature Strip. Good gap back to Fasika.
Who wants to pick up the phone first? Liberty to the Tab Everest to be run here in 2 weeks' time. It has been thrown on its head, Duff.
Thrown on its head, all right. She was $34 before that. She'll be nowhere near that now, and it'll be a
point. Her stats are now 5 starts, good tracks, 5 wins, unbeaten on top of the ground.
Yeah, it looks that way. You've got to give it to him.
Copes and everything.
Entered early. I thought I'm warming to him, the grey.
Yeah.
I'm really warming to him. I think.
Do you think
if he draws a barrier and can just find a 1-1 or something and travel in this Everest, he's going to take a power of beating.
In a point, not being there, Classic Legend stayed where it was. Libertini 34 into $6 naturally. Nature Strip 3.
Made very elegant dig deep to beat him first up, and then probably should have beaten Colding. You've seen Colding just come out and win another Group 2 earlier today. So just from that draw, I think it's a lovely run off them along the inside.
At big odds, Nicanova leads at the 500 metres by 2 lengths on Riadini and Fun Star. Then came Mr. Seawolf, Yulong Prince on the inside of Probabile coming into it. Further back then to down the outside is Wild Planet, and Brandenburg gets cracking as well. Fun Star and Probabile, they take the front of the 250 from Riadini. It's Probabile, Fun Star, Riadini. Yulong Prince coming into the clear from Looks Like Elvis. Probabile takes the lead from her old sparring partner Fun Star, and Probabile will beat Fun Star. Third between Riadini and Yulong Prince. Then came Colette from Looks Like Elvis. Further back to Wild Planet, Brandon.
Group 1 with Melody Bell at home, and David Ellis selected this mare as a year.
Around the top 2 mares in the market, Perfect Jewel and Madame Rouge. That's why they're really rock solid, and there's a good push there for Perfect Jewel late. So here with $50 and $10, Savatiano being specced. Now Sierra Sue, 20 into 15. Some punters suggest.
Then Perfect Jewel, Bonvicini, Ruby Saki second last, and Sierra Sue whipped them in. Coming up towards the turn at the 600 metres, Spanish Whisper is spearheading them by a length. Savatiano, then She Shall Fly and Madame Rouge every chance. Into the abysses, stoked up behind those mares. And then came Fabric, and next in the field, South Bank, Pretty Brazen with a lot to do. Then Missile Mantra, Bonvicini. Spanish Whisper went for home. At the 300 metres, skipped a length and a half. Savatiano, She Shall Fly. Madame Rouge presents, then Fabric. Sierra Sue runs up behind them, then Missile Mantra. She Shall Fly bursts through, takes the lead from Madame Rouge. Sierra Sue darts up on the inside, blew the whistle for Walker, and Sierra Sue got up to beat She Shall Fly. Third Missile Mantra, Photo fourth, Madame Rouge or Fabric, then Perfect Jewel.
Change in tactics ideal for Sierra Sue, and it's bit of a boil over in race number 8. She gets a Group 2 race. The stable's always had a huge opinion of her. Michael Walker.
Here it produces the fastest last 200 of the day to score, and interestingly enough, holds a Golden Eagle nomination.
This was a massive, massive win. They absolutely crawled. They were 17 almost lengths slower than standard that first section. They've come home in incredible time, and so she's defied the temper to come from where she has. A fantastic ride, but look, she's last still here, and they've crawled, and look at her just weave through the pack.
The fact that she was able to out-sprint all of those that were entitled to finish as well as her, and she had to make up lengths and go past them, was so impressive. Yes, she got the rails run, she had the right jockey on board to take the neat runs when they appeared, but yeah, huge, huge run from Sierra Sue.
Yeah, and the head-on footage certainly tells a bit of a story that once she gets past the tiring leader there in Spanish Whisper, which is about the 100, 150, she's actually in reasonably clear air to launch from that point in time. But audacious ride, to say the least, from Michael Walker.
Really holding solid since we opened up at Sportsbet. I know we opened up at 4.20, but she dominates the turnover here. I can tell you that Surprise Baby, the biggest bets we've taken each way.
Actal the inside, pulling Very Elegant. So the leader, Ocean X, at the 1,000 metres. Kept them moving. It's an even speed by a length and a quarter. Harlem, Dalasan, then Vow and Declare. A length and a half, Toffee Tongue. Next in the field, out deeper, Finch around Kingswell Dream. Actal the inside, pulling Very Elegant, getting moving. Followed by Master of Wine, who's going to try and track her from Superstorm, who's also starting to find a back to follow. Back in the field now, Django Freeman, as they really pack up around the turn from Surprise Baby, Warning, and King of Leah Gronce's last as they clutter up. Ocean X at the 500 metres, the first to straighten from Harlem. They were followed by Finch, presenting with Vow and Declare. Dalasan behind those. Toffee Tongue on the fence. Very Elegant with her chance down the middle. Then Master of Wine, Kingswell Dream behind them. Still Ocean X at the 250. But a wall's coming. Finch, Very Elegant, and Harlem and Toffee Tongue right up on the inside. It's Finch, Very Elegant and Toffee Tongue. Then Master of Wine, Superstorm. Finch, Very Elegant, Toffee Tongue. Dalasan between them. It's a head bob of the mare. The mare's got up, I think. Very Elegant maybe from Toffee Tongue. Dalasan or Finch, and then Warning and Eye Catcher from Harlem, Kingswell Dream, Master of...
5 Group 1s for a quality mare. Can she handle being on top of the ground? Damn straight she can. And there's your new Caulfield Cup favourite. She is a beauty. What a ride, Mark. Zara wins.
IVR of sort of 5 or 6 for the day. So I didn't have any doubts about her on a good track yesterday. But when it gets wet, she's a bit like Bozam. She's very effective on firm ground, but she's unbelievable on wet ground.
Hutch, did it pose
good on good tracks, but she's elite on a wet track. She'll run the same sort of time on a good or a wet track, and the difference is that it brings more of the opposition into the game. I mean, what did she see
in Finch and Master of Wine?
So Very Elegant looks like the #1 seed from a domestic point of view heading into the Caulfield Cup. We have a look at the market here and we know that the internationals have touched down and...
Glory Days in 1. Gates are back, race 10 in the Livermore. Beyond the Fort was easy out of the gates. Going back as well here is Dolcetto and Shadows Cast. Now near the inside, beginning quickly, Avantage, Prix de Feu goes forward. Living on a Prayer to Elizabeth and Bowden, all press on. Polsey, Tiptronic behind these, Van Cougar on the inside as they run out of the home stretch here. The next one is going to be Vadavar, is followed then by Melody Bellets outside. She's beyond midfield. Ocean Billy White run to the end of the back of the track. Living on a Prayer, Prix de Feu is a half length away. Polsey, wider. Ocean Billy's around them at the 800. Avantage behind them. Bowden goes underneath of her, and then Tiptronic, Van Cougar. Then we have Two Illicit. Vadavar back on the inside with those runners. Glory Days as well. Now Melody Bell, she looks to improve by the 600 metres. Dolcetto behind that as they run down the side. Vadavar in front of it. Sultan of Swing, Shadows Cast, and Beyond the Fort. The field for the Livermore run up towards the home corner here. And it is Ocean Billy. Avantage after it. Prix de Feu over on the outside. Wider out then Tiptronic. Now she's brought right to the outside. Melody Bell. And she is starting to charge right to the middle of the course. And she's got to the lead, Melody Bell. Avantage, Prix de Feu fighting on. Oh, but here comes a dozen. Here comes the Queen of the Bay. Here comes the Queen of New Zealand racing. Melody Bell, way too good. She's the Queen of New Zealand, no doubt about that. Troy Harris loving it again on the line.
She was phenomenal today. It was just such a clinical performance, brought to the outside, and how confident was the ride? She was back with only 4 horses behind her. Was there any concern in the run, Jamie?
Oh, probably a touch. They only went steady the first sort of quarter half of the race, but yeah, she was explosive, and she just never put a foot wrong, and awesome. She's a great mare.
How does it feel?
Well, you know, she 12 Group 1s today, crack $1 million. Group 1 winner in Melbourne. You know, we might look back in 10 years when we're struggling and say how lucky were we to have Avantage, Melody Bell, Probabil, Tiaka Shark around us at the same time. So
this is Group 1 action. The Mowat and Shandon Spring Champion Stakes over 2,000 metres for the last week's Flight Stakes Group 1 winner, Montefilia. Jason Collett, the new rider today for David Payne.
Comes out of that brutal race last week, the Flight Stakes, where they run fast time. She looks a good staying filly. I'm with the filly Montefilia. Hopefully she has taken no ill effects from last week. I don't think.
But after 3 lengths to Lions Roar, then the favourite Montefilia. Further back to Socrates, Cherry Tour, Tony 2 after Word Timer from Favreau, Miraval and Gaussian is the last one. They approach the 600 metres and Street Dancer at odds in front by 3/4 to Achiever. Followed by Bucharest. Now Love Tap building up the revs, moving up 3 wide. Lions Roar gets under his back. Montefilia creeping closer on the inside, although coming one off the fence now. Cherry Tortini is trying to slice through the field and Cherry gets to the outside. Top of the straight now. Achiever and Love Tap go to the front together with Lions Roar. Bucharest back to the inside and Montefilia working into the clear and starting to build up the revs. Lions Roar takes the lead. Montefilia giving chase. Lions Roar in front from Montefilia in the broken clear from Love Tap. Lions Roar still in front. Montefilia, she has to dig deep, the filly, and Montefilia claims the 2 Group 1s in a week. Montefilia ran down Lions Roar and a gap back to Bucharest third, followed by...
Well, she has done something no filly has ever done. Win the Flight Stakes and then win the Spring Champion Stakes. It was only a few... Backs up and becomes the first Flight Stakes winner ever to win the Spring Champion Stakes. It was only 4 years ago that a filly won the Spring Champion Stakes for the first time. Yankee Rose, Made in Heaven, made it 2, and now Montefilia makes it 3, and she stamps herself as a future star.
She does. She's a, well, what can we call her? A lean, mean racing machine. That's what she is. And she's got so much more to offer. You know, I think David's thinking of even running her next in the Oaks. And then who knows what she can do when she really fills into that frame of hers in the autumn. She'll have all these staying fillies classics at her mercy. Obviously, other horses can jump out and come out of the box, but she holds the crown at the...
Tips are in. Good luck outside of Russian Camelot here with your own Arcadia Queen.
Danny O'Brien.
First of all, Lavendi, and last of all, Arcadia Queen. 600 metres to go. Galo Shop is about to step it up from Harbour Views. There's been no change in the order. Russian Camelot's been stalking them. Now 3 wide. Oliver about to niggle. 2 lengths Humidor. Then Lavendi and Arcadia Queen are splitting those. Up around the turn at the 300. Galo Shop kicked into the bend 1.5 lengths. Russian Camelot down the middle. Then Harbour Views. Arcadia Queen is running on. 200 to go. Russian Camelot has a race. Arcadia Queen coming at Russian Camelot. Russian Camelot, Arcadia Queen. Arcadia Queen, first look at 2,000 is going to turn over Russian Camelot. Arcadia Queen, 1.25 Russian Camelot. Humidor third from Harbour Views. Then came...
Just when she trots in, Arcadia Queen is back to her beautiful best. She knocks off...
Where it was this time 24 hours ago, as you referenced, Mike, things can happen on race day and we do get a lot of a shuffle. Arcadia Queen has now rocketed to the 2nd position on the Cox Plate market, with Russian Camelot still holding the top.
Future stud deal, which could change their lives forever. 5 of the past 9 years, the winner of the Caulfield Guineas has used Sydney's Group 1 Golden Rose as a lead up to the race. So expect a forward showing from Olaire Kirk, King's Legacy. It's got such a rich history, doesn't it, the Caulfield Guineas, and this year's edition.
To beat in the Caulfield Guineas. Tagaloa now $3.80 and favourite for the race. Can you believe it? Has arrested the top spot from Ole Kirk, who's now a $4.20 chance. Mo'unga's pretty solid around that $7 mark. Not a bad sign for him.
Over favouritism from Ole Kirk. Ole Kirk, he is the hold, dominates the turnover.
1.5 Amish Boy. Then came Azar off the track as they reached the railway side. In between horses, next in the field is Ole Kirk, 1.5 lengths Camborne, Luna Fox. Then Mar Marigan, third last National Choice. And then came King's Legacy back to second last. And Mo'unga with a big assignment last. So the leader, Grand Slam, kept them running at the 600 metres. 1.25 lengths Polden. Then Crosshaven. Further back, Captain Corelli Azar. Then came came Amish Boy. Camborne to the outside as they come towards the turn. Next in the field is Ole Kirk, saving for runs, and would only be about 5 or 6 off the lead as they corner. 300 to go. Grand Slam tries to pinch it. 2 lengths, Captain Corelli, Crosshaven. Then Amish Boy, Azar. Ole Kirk down the outside, running on. Grand Slam at the 200. Azar with big bold strides, and Ole Kirk coming with it. Azar at the 100. Ole Kirk driving. Ole Kirk up to Azar. It's got it. Ole Kirk on the guineas and neck. Azar second. Third Grand Slam from Crosshaven, Luna Fox. Then Amish Boy. Next to finish in the race was Mo'unga. And
what an incredible win by Ole Kirk. He wins the Golden Rose. He comes down and captures the Caulfield Guineas, and William Pike is having a day to cherish, a day never to forget. 2 Group 1s, and he's able to steer this colt by Written Tycoon, who is now worth a fortune. Written Tycoon had a Black Caviar's full sister. He's won 2 Group 1s, and the Hawks team
in the $2 million race was Ole Kirk, who now has a very, very, very valuable tag. And he was the winner of the Group 1 Golden Rose in Sydney. As we take a look at the replay.
As soon as Ole Kirk got within a length, you just knew he was going to put the race away. He's got that superior finish, but this was just a masterful ride, I thought, by Willie Pike. He could have got in a lot of trouble when Tagaloa was dropping out and falling back into his lap, but he worked it out beautifully, BZ. I thought summed it up.
He's got everything.
He has got everything. And this, talking about good rides, this might have been the ride of the day by Willie. He slammed himself straight across one off the fence there. The second horse, Damien Lane on Assar, was about to take his spot after the start, and he kicked up and had him 3 deep. And I'm not saying that.
They're in the yard for the Group 1 2-rack handicap, and your favourite is Juniper from the Mar Eustace camp at $4, just ahead of Buffalo River with Craig Williams in the saddle.
Count. So he's very popular, your favourite Juniper. But I'll tell you, Buffalo River, he's holding around that $4.50 mark. Has his supporters next?
Star, and further back is Harlech, the outside of Mr. Quickie. Further back is Age of Chivalry, and then came Juniper, who slap bang in the middle of the field, about 6 or 7 off the lead. I Am Superman and Cascadian travel together deeper, and then came on the inside Chief Ironside. Back in the field is Sosi Bon and also Mandela Effect, and then came Superstorm and Reykjavik. So Buffalo River, 650 metres to go. Looks to keep them running from here. 2 lengths Sir Coney, and has a few off the bit. Arkanar Star behind them from Harlech, Age of Chivalry. Sikandrabad going backwards, passed by Mr. Quickie on the fence, tracked by Chief Ironside. Cascadian behind them from Sosi Bon. So it's Buffalo River going for home in the Toorak at the 250. 2 lengths Arkanar Star, Mr. Quickie, Ciccone, Chief Ironside and Superstorm. Buffalo River, Mr. Quickie wearing it down. Mr. Quickie takes the lead from Buffalo River, then Chief Ironside, Superstorm, and it's Mr. Quickie for Jamie Carr. Won the Toorak, second Buffalo River, third Superstorm, Age of Chivalry, prominent for fourth from Arkanar Star, Chief Ironside.
Quickie, Jamie Carr wins another Group 1. She joins Michelle Payne as a female rider who's been talented enough to win the Toorak, and you can imagine she's so good. And there's a lot more to come, and there's a lot more female riders that'll win Group 1s in Australia.
Was most meritorious, but just an outstanding ride from Jamie Carmike on Mr. Quickie, just saving ground up the inside now. Thought it was an absolute 10 out of 10, and she's just a rider who is absolutely airborne.
Group 1 win number 3 for Jamie Carr, and she often does it on horses that aren't deep in the market. So it was an exceptional ride. I had her travelling a lot further back on Mr. Quickie than she ended up. You touched on maybe being a couple of pairs further forward. And, you know, Mr. Quickie's normally a horse who's flashing home late. He was chiming in at the 300-metre mark, and you knew, carrying the top weight, given that he hadn't spent any petrol to that point, that he was going to be really strong through the line. So just an exceptional training and riding performance.
Certainly pick her up and have another good look at her out the front. It's me. We'll chat to Brett Kavanagh in a moment. Gaz, unbeaten 3 out of 3. Jason Collett with the...
One was enormous.
Posey Oscar, you like It's Me, Gator?
Yeah, look, I don't love the little...
And the front runner is Man Apiece by 3/4 to Too Big Fari. Fender in third. Handle the Truth without cover. On the outside of Alma, pushed along. Redouble back on the fence. Further back to Lord Von Coster. It's Me. Needing a bit of room now as they turn Intuition and Prairie Fire holding their ground. Man Apiece has got a good skip here at the 300 metres. Man Apiece 2 lengths clear. Redouble's going up the inside. Too Big Fari sticks on. Handle the Truth trying it. It's Me's getting to the outside. She's 3 off them. Man Apiece in front. It's Me wide out. Redouble the fence. Redouble bursting through. It's Me on the outside. Got it to win it. A heart-stopping victory. It's Me edged out Redouble in the Kosciuszko. Not sure about third. Too Big Fari and Handle.
She's a special girl. She is unbeaten. 4 out of 4. And she wins a $1.3 million race. It's Me, trained by...
Jay Collette, I thought he tried to get a beat. It was ugly, wasn't it? But it worked.
What were you thinking when she was that...
And she's come on from then. We all know her highway wins were great, but she had to step up yesterday, and she did. 1,200 metres.
Behemoth is 9.40, Bivouac is 9.30, Gytrash into...
Redzel, but he's been a part of the story all of the way through. His first up win was explosive, and I could see something very similar happening here today. Dollar for dollar on the rails. Classique Legend snagging back, looking for a spot. Racing on the outside there of Trekking. Then came Behemoth. Libertini back in the field, caught wide. They're followed then by Gytrash down on the fence from Bivouac to Fane. And Santa Ana Lane's the last one. Eduardo showing great speed, and Eduardo leads clearly by 2.5 on Nature Strip. Aubrey on third. They're well strung out. 2 further back to Dollar for Dollar. They're followed after 3 lengths in the field to Trekking from Behemoth. Classique Legend looking for a bit of cover now. Libertini the outside. Gytrash being roused along from Bivouac. Santa Ana Lane and Tafane. Eduardo at the 300 metres, a length clear. Nature Strip's been in his slipstream, giving chase. 2 after Aubrey on her. Classique Legend 4 off. The grey flash is starting to cut loose. Here he comes. Classique Legend storms to the front and kicked away. The grey flash is now an Everest Legend. Bivouac home to second. Bivouac, Santa Ana Lane and Tafane. Eduardo at the 300 metres, a length clear. Nature Strip's been in his slipstream, giving chase. 2 after Aubrey on her. Classique Legend 4 off. The grey flash is starting to cut loose. Here he comes. Classique Legend storms to the front and kicked away. The grey flash is now an Everest Legend. Bivouac home to second. Photo for third. Trekking and Gytrash. Then Santa Ana Lane from Aubrey on her and Nature Strip. Further back to Libertini.
Well, Les Bridges told us for a long time this horse will not be beaten. He won't be beaten. He will win the Everest. He told us. Classique Legend, Bivouac, and come on and watch this horse come back. A great moment. This horse, Carmel. Race, the grey proved yesterday that he's the best in the world. There wouldn't have been a horse anywhere on the planet that could have beaten that grey yesterday. It was
the best horse come out on top, and he come out on top by panels.
We're going to talk about...
Took charge, and he's went out in 10 flat here to the 1,000 and didn't stop after that. Nature Strip did get into his rhythm, but he got into a rhythm because they were going so fast. Once the grey slipped Bivouac, who I thought at one stage was on his back, and he's having a good run, Bivouac, but he just reigned supreme and run right through the line there. He was terrific. Bivouac was great, and he was explosive. Second up, was good for Godolphin. They've run second and fourth there. He was very...
I couldn't see him holding him out. I knew Libertini wouldn't beat him.
Anything?
The only horse in the race I thought would be really struck form was Santa Ana Lane. I thought a great horse like that, he's sort of out of form a little bit, but if he clicks, he'd be the sort of horse I'd be worried about. But I wasn't worried about the speedsters.
And he was an unlucky 6 last year, had an unusual prep with a win in the listed Bob Charlie back in June before a spell, won the shorts, second in the Premier, 2.5 lengths clear of Bivouac. Glenn Boss, after winning the race last year, comes second. Gytrash third, Trekking fourth, who was third last year. So we had the Newmarket Lightning and Goodwood winners running 2, 3, 4.
Turn our attention to the Cadenars Jewelers Blue Sapphire Stakes. Short price favourite, odds on favourite Anders in a 3-horse field. Hanseatic.
Now Curry lifts that in the middle to move up and sit outside Anders. So the three of them almost matching motors. What a terrific spectacle around the turn at the 450. It's Hanseatic the outside of Anders. Ranting comes around the turn a little bit wider. So it's Anders on the inside, stoked up. Hanseatic. Curry went for the whip a neck away. Then Ranting drops off a length and a quarter away, but still coming. Anders and Hanseatic stride for stride at the 200 metres. A real race here. Anders and Hanseatic stride for stride. Anders is fighting hard. Hanseatic won't go away. And Ranting lifting over the top will beat them both. Ranting's got up to win from Hanseatic and Anders. A three-horse race, a three-horse contest. It was a beauty.
Three of them were next to each other throughout. It was a drag race down the straight, and Ranting comes over the top to win. Sixth career start. He wins his first race, and it's the Group 3 $400,000 Blue Sapphire Star. The Stella Artois Caulfield Cup, $5 million up for grabs. The 140.
At $5, favourite when fields were declared, and she's $5.50 and rock solid. She's the clear liability. She absolutely dominates the turn.
One winners in the field of 18, and an Epsom Derby winner with 58.5 kilos. No Irish trainers. Anthony Van Dyke to win the Caulfield Cup.
He sure can, Rich. Very high. They don't.
Mulligan and holding her price. I can tell you that Anthony Van Dyke, well, he's got his supporters, but that
sets, and they're racing in the Caulfield Cup. Master of Wine from barrier number 6 jumped away very well with Toffee Tongue. Dashing Willoughby stoked up from barrier number 1, and True Self not far away. Buckhurst looking for a position. The Chosen One behind them with Mirage Dancer. They were followed by Finch, and Very Elegant kept it wide, one off the fence, and out deep at Dallasan from Prince of Arran. Then came Raheen House, Master of Wine. A length and 3/4 True Self, and then Buckhurst. Next the Chosen One, Mirage Dancer. Further back is Finch, 7-3 wide around Toffee Tongue and Raheen House. Then Chapada, Very Elegant, and then came Dallasan Warning. Further back Mustajir, Avilius, Anthony Van Dyke about to move 3 deep. Then Prince of Arran back with those is Vow and Declare. To the railway side, 800 metres to go. They stack up. Dashing Willoughby in front of Master of Wine. Buckhurst now eases out 3 deep into Clear Air. Finch 4 deep. Then True Self, the Chosen One, Chapada. Next in the field, Raheen House. It's only 8 lengths first to last. Mirage Dancer shuffled back. Toffee Tongue, Very Elegant moving now into the race. Only 3 off the lead, and back behind them Dallasan. Anthony Van Dyke will be one of the widest around the corner. Master of Wine joined by Buckhurst. Finch deeper with Chapada. True Self cuts the corner. The Chosen One presents as a chance. Very Elegant down the outside. It's True Self, Master of Wine at the 300 with the Chosen One. And here's Very Elegant and Anthony Van Dyke below the 200. The Chosen One grabbed by Very Elegant and Anthony Van Dyke. Very Elegant and Anthony Van Dyke. It's all class. Very Elegant and in front. And the bear won it. Very Elegant beat Anthony Van Dyke, the Chosen with Chapada. True Self cuts the corner. The Chosen One presents as a chance. Very Elegant down the outside. It's True Self, Master of Wine at the 300 with the Chosen One. And here's Very Elegant and Anthony Van Dyke below the 200. The Chosen One grabbed by Very Elegant and Anthony Van Dyke. Very Elegant and Anthony Van Dyke. It's all class. Very Elegant and in front. And the bear won it. Very Elegant beat Anthony Van Dyke, the Chosen One. Fourth Prince of Arran. Then came Finch and Avilius. Behind them Buckhurst, Master of Wine. Further back in the field, Warning. And then came Vow and Declare Mustajir. 44th running of the Stella Artois Caulfield Cup.
What a sensational mare she is. She's able to win yet another Group 1. That's 6 on her CV. She adds a Caulfield Cup to the Oaks and the Tancred. What she's been able to do as a 3-year-old filly, now do it and defeat an Epsom Derby winner in Anthony Van Dyke from the rear of the fields. Run an unbelievable race. The race train.
Interestingly, we'll talk to Mark about House of Anthony Van Dyke, even Very Elegant and Prince of Arran have run some of the best closing sections at the entire meeting, which is remarkable for a mile-and-a-half race, but also just highlights how steady the tempo was.
Yeah, Prince of Arran.
And by then, the race is all over. It's going to be a Very Elegant and Anthony Van Dyke.
Grabbed by Very Elegant and Anthony Van Dyke. Very Elegant and Anthony Van Dyke. It's all class. Very Elegant and in front. And the bear won it. Very Elegant beat Anthony Van Dyke.
No one there. For the first time in 144 years, as far as we know. I don't know what it was like for you watching this call. I was standing up, hairs on the back of my neck were upright.
I had exactly the same feeling, and I've got to give credit to Matt Hill for being able to deliver such an exceptional call without the on-course atmosphere. I mean, yes, you've got a huge audience.
The entire meeting, it was ideal going
He's run out of his skin, hasn't he, Prince of Arran?
Absolutely, yeah.
He must just
Remarkable
love
story.
this time of year. He jumps on the plane to Australia, 40 hours later he rocks up and he knows he's got a couple of...
In the Melbourne Cup, but the trend in recent years has been these Northern Hemisphere three-year-olds coming down, and they have been prominent. If they haven't won, they've been very...
Coming out earlier tonight due to the upgrade of this track. That hasn't stopped Trekking being very well supported. And your favourite in the Manikato at $3.40. We know he's on the backup. We know he's a Goodwood winner at this distance.
Wins the 2020 Manikato Stakes, Ben.
He leads the way, Pippi, looking for the big double. The Moya, the Manikato. She's 3/4 Bella Bella. They've got 500 to run. Dirty work for the Wizard from the west, getting up on the fence. Outside of it is Hey Doc. Splintex under pressure. Trekking's travelling, but he's in traffic on the fence. Then is Kementari, Brooklyn Hustle, and Liar, a forlorn hope as they turn. Kementari can't get to the inside to make up ground. They swing. Pippi, the front runner. Dirty work's about to grab it with Hey Doc. Here comes Trekking down the outside. Hey Doc's hit the front. Dirty work's after him, and Trekking is flooding home on the outside. Hey Doc in front. He's going to turn back the hands of time. He wandered out under pressure. Won the Manikato for the second time. Second, either Trekking or back to the inside, Dirty work. And then Brooklyn Hustle. Kementari made great training effort. What a horse he is. Hey Doc, Trekking looked a big chance of running him down. They were flying in front. Is on fire tonight. They have run a blistering time, and that time of 1:08.76 has taken 100th of a second off the track record.
He was just so brave. Like when Trekking came off his back, soon after straightening, and Dirty Work travelled up after having the run of the race with Willie Pike on board, I didn't think Hey Doc had it in him, but he certainly did. He delivered, and he delivered in spades.
Fourth Group 1.
Yeah, incredible performance from the stable to have this marvel of a horse back and peaking for his second Manikato Stakes. It was great. It's
Drift out to $7.50 now. $9 about Armory, $9.50 the Epsom handicap winner Probabeel, and Sir Dragonet, who doesn't mind a bit of cut in the ground, $12.
The Ladbrokes Cox Plate, $5.2 million. Chance to join the legends. Hutch, who have you...
Pronounced favourite in the Cox Plate for 2020. $4 this morning at 9 a.m, got into $3.60 and now holding its price at
2 lengths away on the inside. Next, Sir Dragonet, and then came Armory. 1.5 lengths, Mugger 2, Aspetar, Humidor. Arcadia Queen, third last from Fierce Impact, and 2 lengths, Natoya. So it's Grand Slam. 800 metres to go. Looking to do it all with the lightweight by 2 lengths, Probabeel. 1.25 lengths away to Colding, third. Russian Camelot, every chance. 2 lengths to Armory, hooking deeper with Mugger 2. Then came Buckhurst, Master of Wine, Sir Dragonet. Arcadia Queen tracking into it, 6 off the lead. Then Aspetar under pressure from Fierce Impact up on the fence. Natoya, Humidor well back. Russian Camelot lets down now. Moves up on the outside and takes the lead with Probabeel. Armory joining in, and Mugger 2 around the outside. Russian Camelot has a fight on his hands. Armory takes the lead. Mugger 2 going with it. Sir Dragonet running on, and Probabeel the fence in the straight at the 150. It's Armory. Sir Dragonet coming at Armory. Armory and Sir Dragonet. Sir Dragonet takes the lead. Coming clear and joins a century of legends. Sir Dragonet for Bossy. Won the Cox Plate from Armory. Russian Camelot for the photo. Mugger 2 and Arcadia Queen from Probabeel. A great race. Then came Fierce Im amongst the tail enders.
Glenn Boss wins his 4th Cox Plate, and he does it where the Armory, the former stablemates from Coolmore, run 1-2. The Internationals run 1-2. Russia.
Sir Dragonet as well. I mean, I was sitting there watching Dynamic Odds and $12, $12, $13, then all the way into $7.50. So clearly he'd been impressing the stable with what he'd done out at Werribee. I know James Winks has had a lot to do with his preparation, being a great mate of Johnny O'Neill's, but clearly the horse had been impressing, because that's a lot of money to move a market like that so quickly in a Cox Plate.
We saw it last.
There was a great...
But she ended up right out the back, and she just was fantastic in the concluding stages. Her and Mugger 2, aside from the obvious ones, were the runs of the race for mine.
It's an interesting point, because you just wonder in your mind, if she doesn't clip heels and blunder like she did, or travel that little bit keen in the early races, perhaps the track wasn't going to be the issue for her. I mean, she's run about as good.
Race is going to bring. This is going to be a vintage Melbourne Cup.
It will be. I think what's amazing about it, and that's the market as it stands.
To Greg, Duff and Lizzie on the other side of this. Back there.
12 minutes.
Of the 600 by 3/4 to Eduardo, is trucking along on the outside. Aubrey on her, locked up on the inner. Then Prime Candidate from Geechar, and further back then to Deprived Mr. Seawolf as they straighten up. Man of Peace just in front. Aubrey on her takes the inside run. Eduardo the outside. They're 3 clear from Geechar, who's starting to knuckle down to the task now. It's Aubrey on her taking the lead. Aubrey on her 2 lengths clear. Geechar's running home powerfully. Aubrey on her 2 in front. Geechar's cutting back the margin. It's Aubrey on her. Geechar, it's going to get desperate, and Geechar went home best. Geechar nailed Aubrey on her to win it. In 3rd position, I think, Imaging just in front of Eduardo. Then Matt
picks up a cheque of over $1.3 million, winning the Yes, Yes, Yes Stakes, beating...
Going to get desperate, and Geechar went home best. Geechar nailed Aubrey on her to win it. In 3rd position, I think, Imaging just in front.
That was the moment where you wish there was 20,000 people on course, because they would have lifted the roof. Contests like that don't come along every day, and for Hortbury on her...
he just doesn't run a bad race. 22 starts, 10 wins, 11 placings, and at the top level for most of his late in the second half of his career.
But they're going to start to walk down into the mounting yard now. Now, this is the heaviest lightning involved, so the horses are being called down into the enclosure. We'll take a quick break, and when we for the $7.5 million Iron Jack Golden Eagle.
$80 over Ice Bath. What a go this has been all week. $31 at the start of the week, is now the second favourite at $6.
So Just Thinking pushes on. Funstar got across into second. Riadini next. Dawn Passage going forward at 3 wide. Alligator Blood right behind them in 5th, followed then by Flit in the white cap. Over on the inside next, Sierra Sue from Bottega. Subpoenaed's very deep, trying to start a run as they come up to the home turn with Brandenburg, and they're followed by All Saints Eve as they come around the turn at Ice Bar, starting to improve. Sierra Sue takes an inside run. Sierra Sue to join Riadini. Dawn Passage gets going the outside. Then came Funstar between them. Bottega trying to pick up from Flit Ice Bath. Brandenburg and Colette right down the outside. Sierra Sue on the rails. Down the middle of the track is Dawn Passage. And here comes Colette. Colette is winding up with a big run. Ice Bath going through the middle. Ice Bath and Colette. Ice Bath, Colette. They hit the line, and Colette wide out. Colette, I'd say, has just won the Golden Eagle. From Flit Ice Bath, Brandenburg and Colette right down the outside. Sierra Sue on the rails. Down the middle of the track is Dawn Passage. And here comes Colette. Colette is winding up with a big run. Ice Bath going through the middle. Ice Bath and Colette. Ice Bath, Colette. They hit the line, and Colette wide out. Colette, I'd say, has just won the Golden Eagle from Ice Bath in a great finish. Dawn Passage 3rd. Then came All Saint Eve, followed up by Criadera, Sierra Sue, Emeralds, Bottega. Then came...
Outside Colette. Colette's won it. Number 13. Colette, the Oaks winner, the Mudlark. Kobe Jennings.
John.
$7.5 million in overall prize money, $4.1 million to the winner. 400
went absolutely perfect for her, and not much went wrong, and that she might have won. So you can rue on the fact if you backed her, or if you own her, or your trainer, or your rider. But you see...
Second of our Group 1s, the stallion making race, the Coolmore Stud Stakes.
Yes, and September Run, well, she went up favourite at $4.20, Richo, and she's been very solid throughout the market. And it's Wild Ruler replacing Farnan now into $4.80. Farnan creeping out to $5.
Widest as Anders sped off into the lead and led by a couple of lengths onto the course proper. So with 650 metres to go, it's Anders, 2 lengths Mar Marigan. A gap Glenfiddich, Wild Ruler, Muntasira, followed by Farnan, Hollyfield. Doubtland over on the far side from Extra Time. Swats that September Run. Flying award a long way back with Ranting and our Playboy at the 300. It's Anders collared now by Wild Ruler in the middle. Wild Ruler swats that, and here's September Run letting down with Muntasira. September Run moves up and takes the lead at the clock tower, followed by Swats. Swats that, and they were followed by Wild Ruler. September Run driven out, and the filly is going to do it again down the straight. September Run wins. Photo second, Swats that, or Wild Ruler, followed by Doubtland. Then Muntasira outplayed.
So these fillies are certainly above average. The pace was set by Anders, and then it was a matter of who can come over the top, and it was September Run. Craig?
Yes, he's been found. $11 into $9.50 from 16 when we opened up. And Yulong Prince Hutchie, well, you're in a point. $10 there from $11. 50 stars. Coody at the top, he's out to 14. And then specking for Cascadian. He gets back and he needs a lot of luck. That's the type of race it is. It's a handicap mile. Get your bets on. Race on top.
See Wild Planet, well back, best of days, 50 stars. Mr. Quicky's back to second last. And at the end of the field, Cascadian. So it's Buffalo River is going to try and break their hearts and run them into the ground. Led by 2 lengths, Age of Chivalry. Followed by Chief Ironside, Streets of Avalon, I Am Superman, Olmedo as they string right out. Then the Velvet King. And behind those, Wild Planet, Rock, Long Prince, Nonconformist, Buffalo River with Age of Chivalry moving up on the outside now. Age of Chivalry up to Buffalo River. Now Streets of Avalon, Chief Ironside, Olmedo and Long Prince down the outside, and from the back Cascadian. Age of Chivalry in front, 100 to go, getting tired. Long Prince, Cascadian, 50 stars are sweeping home. Long Prince takes the lead. Cascadian diving. Long Prince beat Cascadian, Rock, Age of Chivalry, followed by 50 stars. Next Olmedo, Nonconformist, I Am Superman from...
A Group 1 winner in South Africa. He becomes a Group 1 winner in Australia. And Yulong Prince at 11.10 and 370 delivers the goods for Chris Waller, who gets another Group 1. So 2 Group 1s.
Second in the Chelmsford, 4th in the Epsom, which is often the pointer to the Cantala. What about Cascadian Hutch second after 3rd in this race last year, steaming home in the 4th best last 600
Yeah, a
of the
few
day.
of the boys I did the show with yesterday were...
Tuesday afternoon, Anthony Van Dyke needing to create some history, shouldering 58.5 kilos, and it's really...
One from the yard, a lot more. Draws have been kind of surprised, baby. Gate 7, Craig Williams, we saw him when he left the course yesterday, had a smile from ear to ear, and it wasn't just...
So you can have 7 or 8 picks and still miss. It's one of the best Melbourne Cups that I've ever seen.
Hutch, a very interesting runner. He comes here with good form and he's a dry tracker, Carl.
He does, and this time last week he was my own top selection, and now he's somehow outside the 4. If he wins, I'll be kicking myself. And the reason being is purely his European form's fantastic. It's faultless.
Carl, he comes into the Melbourne Cup at only his 5th run, having won a maiden just 3 runs ago. He's ridden by one of the best riders we have in distance races in Kieran McAvoy, who knows...
And Tiger Moth, I don't know how he does it, but I'm sure he will figure somewhere in the finish. I somehow left out Twilight Payment, Master of Reality and Anthony Van Dyke, but...
And he's very popular, in particular with the professional punters that bet with Sportsbet since markets opened. He was very popular at $6.50, but it's Surprise Baby who dominates the turn. He'll bet $6.50 each of 2. Surprise Baby. Well, Australia's got around their horse here. Surprise Baby, equal favourite now.
For a start, Gates crash, and they're racing in the Melbourne Cup. A pretty good line away too. Ash Run immediately snicks back to the end with Sir Dragonet. Vow and Declare jumped well with Twilight Payment, Ocean X. Not too far away, Russian Camelot. And also driving through as Master of Reality. Finch is in the leading division. After the first 250 metres, it's Finch and Vow and Declare. Anthony Van Dyke is nice and close in the pink jacket over on the far side. Master of Reality makes a line of 4. Twilight Payment now a line of 5. Behind those, Tiger Moth is forcing forward the Irish horse, followed by Ocean X, and next in the field is Etta James, caught deep from Warning and the Chosen One. Nick Warning and the Chosen One as this field string out. 2 further back in the field, Prince of Arran and Stratum Albion at the 1100 metres. Behind those is Russian Camelot as these leaders quicken and really string them out. With 1,000 metres to go, it's Twilight Payment by 2 lengths to Finch, and they're 6 lengths in front of Tiger Moth 3rd, followed by Etta James, a couple of lengths Ocean X and Vow and Declare. From Master of Reality, Anthony Van Dyke, Bowman feeling for the whip. Then came Warning, the Chosen One, Stratum Albion, well back Prince of Arran, Russian Camelot with 15 to make up from Miami Bound. Surprise Baby's about to get mobile. Then Steel Prince, Sir Dragonet, Persan, Very Elegant a long way back. Twilight Payments looking to pinch the cup. Comes around the turn at the 500 metres. 2 lengths in front of Finch, who battles away. 5 further back. Tiger Moth still coming from Sir Dragonet, Master of Reality. Down the outside, Russian Camelot. Twilight Payment at the 300 metres. Still 3 lengths Finch. Tiger Moth, the chosen one, running on with Russian Camelot and Persan. Twilight Payment tries to break their hearts. Tiger Moth wearing him down with the chosen one. It's Twilight Payment. Tiger Moth still trying to get there. Twilight Payment, what a ride, what a win in a cup we'll never forget. Has won it from Tiger Moth and Prince of Arran, third in Camelot. Twilight Payment at the 300 metres. Still 3 lengths Finch. Tiger Moth, the chosen one, running on with Russian Camelot and Persan. Twilight Payment tries to break their hearts. Tiger Moth wearing him down with the chosen one. It's Twilight Payment. Tiger Moth still trying to get there. Twilight Payment, what a ride, what a win in a cup we'll never forget. Has won it from Tiger Moth and Prince of Arran third. For fourth photos, the chosen one, Persan from Very Elegant, and behind them Sir Dragonet, Russian Camelot, Ash Run, Finch and Ocean X, behind them
An incredible cup. Somehow Lloyd Williams has done it again. He's won 7. Joseph O'Brien wins his second cup, and remarkably, Jai from Kerrin McEvoy. Prince of Arran, you are a marvel. You are the new Red Cadeau. You've run a placing yet again in the Melbourne Cup. And the
a truly run event. Was that the case, Nick?
Just around the lazy 20 lengths faster than the average for Melbourne Cups, BZ. So this...
Are in the lead-up before coming across. The fastest Melbourne Cup we've seen since Media Puzzle's victory in 2002. Jai McNeil's second group.
You know, Jai obviously went out with a plan that was... to lead at a strong tempo. We haven't seen too many Melbourne Cups run at this sort of tempo in the last sort of 5 or 6 years. So full credit for him for taking the
7 cups. What can you say?
There were 2 horses in the finish here that broke 12 seconds for their final furlong. One of those was Prince of Arran with the race fastest final 200. And just look at those red silks, Mike, of our girl, Very Elegant. She was the other one.
She's so brave, isn't she?
She is a good horse. I don't know how many times we have to keep talking about it.
She's a champion. We've said that.
She just got way too far back. No fault of Mark Zara. It's a Melbourne Cup.
Advantage of the likes of Bivouac and Nature Strip, and of course Santa Ana Lane, Tefane. She had issues.
10, as short as $2.80 probably around 10 minutes ago. Now back out to $3 for Bivouac, but 3 times the amount of money bet in this race is on Bivouac. His peak figure was in the Newmarket as
they blast up the middle of the track. So it's Nature Strip rolling in front today by 3 lengths to Haydock. Fabagino towards the outer. Then came Tefane, and further back in the field was Zutori. Bivouac has the back of the grey mare Fabagino. Then Libertini, Graf, Santa Ana Lane, and last of all is Standout, heading towards the course proper with 550 metres to go. It's Nature Strip held together by 2 lengths. Haydock, Fabagino, Zutori, Tefane. Then came Bivouac about to unleash from Graf, Libertini, Standout and Santa Ana Lane. Nature Strip, 300 metres to go, being nursed by McDonald. Still out clear by about 2.5 lengths, but Bivouac is chasing hard now with about 150 metres to go. It's Nature Strip and Bivouac who explodes. Bivouac with a powerful display. Oh, what a spectacular win. Dominant 4 lengths, Nature Strip. Then came Bivouac about to unleash from Graf, Libertini, Standout and Santa Ana Lane. Nature Strip, 300 metres to go, being nursed by McDonald. Still out clear by about 2.5 lengths, but Bivouac is chasing hard now with about 150 metres to go. It's Nature Strip and Bivouac who explodes. Bivouac with a powerful display. Oh, what a spectacular win. Dominant 4 lengths, Nature Strip, Libertini. They were followed next in the field by Zutori, Haydock and Graf from Tefane.
What a win. What a speed machine. Bivouac. Well, he loves the straight. He won a Golden Rose and then he scorched down the straight to win a Newmarket. That was as a 3-year-old. He comes back as a 4-year-old. Big, bold and impressive, and absolutely thrashes them. The best sprinters in Australia are here. Bossy shakes his head and says, this guy is the best sprinter in Australia right now. Classic Legends are here. Bossy shakes his head and says, this guy is the best sprinter in Australia right now. Classic Legends gone. Here's the new king. His name is Bivouac and he's a beauty.
Something else. You had Fabagino and Nature Strip on opposite ends of the park, eyeballing each other up on top of the speed. And We've come to know Hutchie, Bossy.
And to put it in context, Bivouac joins Black Caviar in 2011 and Miss Andretti in 2007 in completing the Newmarket Darley Double in the same calendar year. This was spectacular in the Everest, stepped well and then unleashes a 1:08.69 to win his third Group 1 and now has $5.5 million in prize money.
One of the performances of the Spring Carnival, no question. Nature Strip
and 50, and he was cruising at this stage. He looks left. He sees that Nature Strip is under a little bit of pressure and probably thinks that he's going to run a faster last 200, which he's done before against Nature Strip, and it was just enjoy the ride for the last furlong.
Just in that 100 metres, I mean, I know Nature Strip was stopping, but still he stretched away from the field. That was an incredibly impressive performance, and once again, that Everest...
He did pick up 200.
The Everest form, 1, 2, 3. Bivouac, Nature Strip, Libertini.
Well, it just keeps standing up and delivering this Everest form. But what about this horse? He was just brilliant yesterday. Look at him. What a feeling Bossy must have had here when he just let him go and away he goes. Is he better down the straight? I don't know. Maybe it was just timing, third up to peak. But there's stories, well, there's reports that he might take on the world next year. I'm just listening.
Coming into the yard for the McKinnon Stakes, what a ripper it's going to be.
Back a horse, and before Mugger 2 came out, around 15-cent deduction for that horse for those other selections. But Arcadia Queen is the favourite. Look, she was heavily supported even throughout before Mugger 2 came out. $4
I'm really keen on Arcadia Queen.
Much bigger on the exchange, so you're not going to get any bigger than that really with Arcadia Queen. Melody Bell, spoke about it in the last cross, probably in the last 15 minutes, just staying really warm in the market.
Mr. Quickie and Arcadia Queen now, 3 wide on the back of 50 Stars. Through halfway, the leader is Shout the Bar by about 2 or 3 lengths, and quick and mid-race there from Skywood. Melody Bell third, Harlem, then 50 Stars, a length Dallas Sand. It's been a shuffly type of race. Mirage Dancer the inside, Arcadia Queen's back and wide, and Mr. Quickie last. Approaching the turn, 600 metres to go. Shout the Bar looking for 2 Group 1s in a week, edging off the inside running rail. Most of the field do. 2 lengths Skywood. Melody Bell presents the outside, followed further back by Harlem, then 50 Stars. Arcadia Queen is also tanking into it. Shout the Bar went for home early in the straight at the 300. 2 lengths Melody Bell, 50 Stars. Arcadia Queen running on. Shout the Bar tiring. 50 Stars. Arcadia Queen launching, then Melody Bell. They've got to Shout the Bar. Arcadia Queen from last takes the lead, coming clear. She is the belle of the ball today. Arcadia Queen, 2 lengths. Second, 50 Stars from Melody Bell, and fourth in the race, Shout the Bar from Harlem. Mr. Quickie, Dallas Sand, Mirage Dancer, Skywood. Quickie, Dallas Sand, Mirage Dancer, Skywood last.
She is the queen of Australian racing at the moment. Arcadia Queen, the pride of the West, the belle of the ball as described by Matt Hill. For Grand and Alana Williams, they win another Group 1 with her. This Pierrot mare, well, once it became a sit and sprint, you knew that she had the best sprint, and she came over the top to defeat 50 Stars, who was...
Clearly on a good track. She looks like our premier 2,000-metre weight for age performer. And I suppose it's pretty hard to argue, Mike. She was just electric, fast or slow, it doesn't matter. It's the ground that's the key.
The ground is the key. She's now 8 from 12 on good ground. We saw that when she won the Caulfield Stakes 2 starts back. She gave Russian Camelot a start and won comfortably. Arguably unlucky, got the soft ground in the Cox Plate. But yesterday, you know, she had...
And she's, this is her go. I think she could win a good mile, a top-line mile race early in her prep, but 2,000 metres, good track. Melody Bell, I just wonder if being a little bit, just looking at her run, she'd had a soft run. I wonder if he pushes the button a bit early, if it might have been a more interesting race because...
as well. Yeah, the good Very Elegant and the good Arcadia Queen would be a great match over 2,000 metres.
Can they make this 3 years in a row? The market says they can.
Galaxy Star to
Kieran Railway Stakes, where it is Inspirational Girl that leads the market here, Scott.
$3.30 fixed odds at the moment with Tab Touch grid over here in the west, so $3.40 into $3.30. $5 you finish second, beaten a short half head, and then third when she was 56 days between runs, beaten under a length by Patristic. She's
back behind those, then a length away, Material Man, followed by Missile Launch. Brown starting to dig up KC. She's on the outside of Inspirational Girl, looking for a bit of room nearing the turn. turn. Hemmed away on the fence, Taxicano. Followed further back by Platoon. Then Cup Night, Uni Time and Spiritual Warrior. At the 400, they turn for home. Great Shot joined by Dance Music. And Too Close the Sun got them all. Too Close the Sun hit the front. Now McGrady gets around their heels with Red Can Man. Material Man, Kementari working his way through. And here comes Inspirational Girl. She's starting to thread her way through the field. Inspirational Girl. Pike under hands and heels. Ranges up, grabs the lead. It's a winning hat-trick for the Wizard. And goes home Inspirational Girl. Uni Time from last. There's a run down the outside. Probably second from Too Close the Sun. Cup Night, Material Man and Red Can Man from... A third straight victory in the railway. Bob Peters, Team Williams, and the wizardry of W. Pike. Back, she joins Regal Power, Galaxy Star. Just like we are at Wembley.
The family's building and it feels like she's one of ours.
What was going through your mind coming to the court?
Yeah, it was, absolutely. We've seen him over. She's now won 9 out of 11, and conceivably she should be 11 for 11, but for those 2 narrow defeats. I mean, she really, I think, should have an unblemished record.
William Pike 2 weeks ago winning the Railway Stakes. Can he do it again in the Kingston Town? That is the question, Scott. Didn't take Truly Great is the 11, the first of the Cerise White Gallopers. Grant and Alana Williams.
First half of the field, and he travels so well. Really Great will be marching.
Inspirational Girl, she's into the red, $1.95 on the WOP now. William Pike takes the ride.
Can't wait to hear this chant and this roar if William Pike can get Inspirational Girl home, Britt. The other thing I can't wait to see is the
Taxigano covering ground in the middle there, beautifully placed. The other of the 3-year-olds, Dom to Shoot. Truly Great around the outside, being followed by Cup Night, the fence. Uni Time trapped out there very wide. Going up in front of Nerf Boss, Arctic Stream, KC, Platoon, Missile Launch. Then Inspirational Girl and Trap for Fools is last. Inside the 550, Galo Chop will lead them for home. Too Close the Sun, within about 3/4 of him on the home turn. Watch Me Dance with McGrady heeling her along, coming into the corner. Also being asked the big question, Dom to Shoot. Cup Night's on the rail. Down the outside, Truly Great. Galo Chop with a kick. 250 to go. Galo Chop down the outside. Truly Great though. He's quickly cut them down. Truly Great. They headed past the 100. Truly Great. Surges clear. Inspirational Girl running home powerfully, but it's all in vain, and Truly Great wins the Kingston Town Classic from Inspirational Girl. It's a Cerise and White Quinella. Behind those then, third probably Dom to Shoot from Platoon. Galo Chop, who got tired late. Truly Great. Ridden by Chris Parnham. A big race-to-race double for Chris. And he is as ecstatic as I've ever seen. There's a signal there. And that is, as an emotional winning rider, ridden by Chris Parnham. A big race-to-race double for Chris. And he is as ecstatic as I've ever seen. There's a signal there, and that is, as an emotional winning rider,